Well, when I first come to America, landed in Los Angeles, I don't know where I am. A friend just helped me get an apartment and I stay there. Still, I don't know where I am. Then the next day I go to the store, try to get a map, and then take the bus to the office where I'm supposed to report to, and that's how I begin.
We're from America. So my father's side of the family from the slave trade ended up in Louisiana. My mother's side of the family is from Tennessee, but we have a great-great-grandfather who came over from Ireland, and that side of the family in Tennessee, they were freed before the Civil War because of that mixture.
My mother, I came to find out from the island, my godparents still reside in the West Indies, and they said, something you don't know about your mother. Your mother was well known on the island as the woman that cooked. And it is so true. At her funeral, everyone was like, so who got her fish cake recipe? I was like, my mother didn't entrust it in any of us, but she's always been well known for cooking. My father was an offshoreman, so he worked on the rigs. He was also well known, and so when the men would come from off the rigs from working, my mother would feed them. So our home, from what I understand, in the West Indies was very open and inviting. Thus why I probably am the way I am.
And I realized it was 100 years practically to the day when my grandfather came over. So we got off the boat, and you know, the room, you've been to Ellis Island, the room is still the same windows, the great hall where everyone was waiting for medical and legal clearance. The tiles are the same. It was very moving, you know, to think of my grandfather who came through, couldn't speak English, was penniless, he was 18, and sacrificed everything. He died young, but he stayed here long enough to have a family and a grandson like me to complete the circle 100 years later.
My mother was born in America. Her mother was actually made it out on the last boat from Europe before World War I, literally the last boat. We looked up the records, and my grandmother used to say that she would see when they were on the water, other boats were being turned away, but because they were more in American water than European water, they were the last boat, literally the last boat out.
Never judge a book by its cover. You don't know your people's story. You don't know what people's hardship. You don't know what people have given up or suffered or what they have. We all have that. And we just need to dig a little bit deeper and understand that different things motivate people and why certain people act a certain way, and either be forgiving, be compassionate, you know, support one another, and understand that there are a lot of good, and that I really believe that there are more good people than bad people.